Good afternoon from Lagos, Nigeria. My name is Onyekachi Umendo. We are here again to have a conversation around taking responsibility and volunteering in a time like this. Welcome, Mama T. Welcome. Thank you for joining. You're welcome. So we are going to be having Mr. Segun Adaju in a few minutes. He will be taking us through. I discovered he's one of those people who have been volunteering during this period. I want to find out how that has been easy for him. What has been his role, his responsibility towards volunteering, especially when they ask us to stay at home and people are still going all out to volunteer. Mr. Segun is online. Let me quickly add him up. Let me get him on. Okay. All right. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good
Yeah,
afternoon,
it's
sir.
afternoon.
Yeah, it's almost afternoon.
Right.
Welcome. How are you doing, sir?
Very well.
How
Thank
is the
you.
family? I'm very well, thank you.
Right.
Let me quickly tell our viewers, if you have any question during the course of this conversation, please just drop your question. I'm going to make sure that Mr. Segun answers your question. So, Mr. Segun is CEO Consistent Energy Limited, a solar power solution company based in Lagos, Nigeria. Is a graduate of economics, and of course, he had some MBA. Mr. Segun reads a lot. I saw his bio. Wonderful, wonderful bio. Thank you for joining us, sir. Um, let's just get into it. Taking responsibility and volunteering. How has it been for you, sir?
All right. Thank you so much. It's nice to be here, and thanks for inviting me.
Thank you, sir.
Great job you're doing.
Thank you.
And I know you have a whole lot of experience in the volunteering space and also taking
Absolutely.
responsibility.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Great work. Right. So let me start from saying what is volunteering?
Yeah.
What is taking responsibility? Okay, so volunteering is when you offer your service. It could also be maybe products, your time, your talents, your resources for a cause, that ordinarily you should have been paid for.
Yeah.
But you are doing this for free.
Yeah.
You are doing it without asking for payment.
Yeah.
So let me say, for example, maybe I live on a street and the street is dirty, and maybe those cleaners who are supposed to come around have not come for some reason for a week. And I
Yeah.
just say, hey, I mean, this place is dirty. Let me clean it up. And
Yeah.
I'm not collecting any money. That's
Yeah.
volunteering.
Yeah.
So a service that ordinarily you would have rendered and get paid, you are offering that service without payment. That's volunteering.
Yeah.
And taking responsibility, I also talk about responsibility. Responsibility is an action that you are obligated to do, that you are required to do, either by law, that's legally. For example, I have a responsibility to obey traffic lights when I'm going on the road, when I'm driving.
Yeah.
It is my responsibility. By
Yeah.
law, I'm expected to do that. But there are also some responsibility that morally, you just rise up and say, morally, let me do this.
Yeah.
So at times there's a thin line between responsibility and volunteering. So for example, I'm driving, and it has happened to me. I mean, I'm a power biker. I ride a power bike. I get to a point, and I just see traffic completely locked down. Nobody wants to give way for each other. So I just move to one side, park my bike, and just take over the responsibility of directing traffic.
Wow.
So it becomes me taking responsibility.
Yeah.
And also at that time, I'm volunteering because nobody's going to pay me for it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's one thing that developed countries, if I can use their example, that they have been, they have done pretty very well. They understand the importance of somebody taking responsibility for something that is not, being done.
Yeah.
I'm not waiting and say, after all, traffic warden, he should come and resume. After all, they are paying him salary. So everybody locked down. And me, I have my bike. I can easily move around and just move on. Meanwhile, I'm seeing, something needs to be done here. So I take that responsibility. So most people, develop words. They understand taking responsibility is very important. That's why at times you see young people, they leave either maybe when they're out of high school or college or something. They take like 6 months, 1 year, they come to Africa. They say they have come to volunteer. The first time I saw them, I was wondering, a nation you have never been to, a continent you have never been to, you are coming here to say you want to volunteer. It was strange to me many years back. I understand what they're doing. It's in the best interest for all of us, in the best interest of the world. The world is better when everybody take responsibility and also at some point in time volunteer. It's not everything that you have to do that you must be paid for.
Paid for, yeah.
Just take it, okay, I have this skill, I have this strength. Let me offer it.
Yeah.
For free without being paid. The world gets better for everyone.
Yeah.
Now, I've been involved in volunteering for as long as I know. I just want to do things that I feel will impact the next person. I take up a lot of training of youths for free. Most times, and at times doing volunteering and taking responsibility might not be just that you are not being paid. You can actually be using your own resources also. So I fly myself to Port Harcourt, fly myself to Ilorin, University of Ilorin, driving myself all the way to Obafemi Awolowo University to go and lecture students for free. So I spend my resources. At times, when I go to Ilorin, I spend the nights, sleeping in an hotel, I fly. Spend over 110K of my own money to go and teach them for free. Volunteering.
Yeah.
Because I know in the near future, it is my own interest. The society is better. Yeah. My kids are safer if people are empowered.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, let's bring it down to COVID-19.
Yeah.
So when this, pandemic started, initially it was like a joke to so many of us. Why? Okay. We didn't expect that it would get this crazy.
No.
This is the first time in my life that I'm seeing that people are, you just have to sit at home almost 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2
weeks and counting.
Counting. So I just felt that, okay, what can I do at this time? So humanity is threatened.
Yeah.
The world is under threat right now. Somebody says we are fighting a war with an invisible enemy. If you are fighting on the street and you can see the guy you are boxing with.
Of course,
of course. How to dodge.
Yeah.
At that time, you run but this one, you cannot see the enemy. So I felt, okay, what can I do? What little thing can I do at this time to make the world better? And I was inspired by so many things I've read, especially medical personnel abroad. I read a bit about China.
Yeah.
I read other countries.
Yeah.
And how people who have retired, medical personnel who have retired, coming back to come and say, hey, let us volunteer. It is our responsibility to do this. So I got encouraged and I just started thinking, okay, what can I do? What can I do? So the first thing I looked at was where do I have the strength? What strength do I have? What skill do I have that I can use?
Yeah.
The first was, I'm into renewable energy. We realized that power is a major issue at this time. So people are locked down in their houses, and if they don't have electricity, it's another problem,
Yeah.
They can be bored and the rest.
Yeah.
So I started going back to some of the communities where I've operated before. I've operated in Makoko, in Lagos. I've operated in Ogba, Ikeja, in some areas. So I said, okay, what little thing can I do? Is there any kind of small energy service I can offer them for free at this time? And then at least they are happy, even if it's just for one night. I go in there and say, you can watch TV, there's news, there's radio, let's use the radio and everybody is happy. We understand what's going on. And then help douse tension. Then I also find out that, okay, I'm not a medical personnel. What else can I do? If I were a medical personnel, I could have just joined, straight away, join those medical corps at Onikon Stadium. Probably be sleeping there and just offer my service. They also realized that what we call awareness is really very important. Many people don't understand this COVID-19. They don't know what it means to, prevent it. They don't just even understand somebody saying, sit at home. Sit at home. I can't see an army from another country. Why are you asking me to sit at home? So it takes a lot of explanation that, look, this enemy, this is it. It's something you cannot see. And how do you prevent? You have to wash your hand. You have to use soap. You have to, do a bit, at times you go with sanitizers. You go with face masks. You offer them for free. And then just tell people that, look, it's for a while. Don't get agitated. It's going to be over. If all of us, we agree to lockdown. Initially, because I'm also I'm a Christian, so I started from my own constituency, advising, religious organization to adhere by the social distancing, allow people to stay at home. We can begin to do online meetings. This thing is let's take some prevention and avoid this, this plague. So I was one of those that was really pushing. Talking to a lot of churches and that look, let's play our own role. I was at times I even quote the Bible as a place where I think it's in Isaiah, right? And just go home and lock yourself in until this plague is gone. You're just trying to, and it's pretty been very exciting. But the bottom line is also, after some time also, I wanted to get involved in contact tracing, because one challenge also is somebody has it now, it gets into maybe a bus moving from Ikeja to Ogba. The likelihood that 2 or 3 persons from that bus might be infected very high.
Very.
Exactly. So when this person is identified, then you need to begin to trace back. Who are those people that he has been in contact with? What are their addresses? How can you reach them? Because they are potential carriers. In fact, that's one of the major challenges that we have in this pandemic, that tracing contacts, it's a big issue. If you're able to trace very well and isolate those people, put them on a 14 days, and then that's the only way you can, isolation. And then I also heard that, this menace, this pandemic, this virus cannot move by itself. It's only human beings that move this virus. So if all of us stay put in one place at a particular point in time and say, okay, let the whole world just stay in one place for 2 weeks, it's possible that we just kill this thing and arrest it, because it won't move. So that has been, my experience has been very interesting. For example, I also I'm part of a team that mobilized members of the Renewable Energy Association of Nigeria to donate solar power kits to Lagos State government. We on 3 days ago, we went to deliver those kits to the Commissioner for Energy. We're supporting empowering of hospitals, health centers. We're trying to see how we can also support with solar freezers that will help keep vaccines in very rural communities. It's been very exciting, and for me, it's an experience that shows that, look, this world belongs to all of us. Absolutely. We need to take care of this world, and we don't want to lose too many people. And I must say also that engaging with you, Kachi, and the King Guguremi Foundation, volunteering has also opened my eyes. You remember, we're planning for the widows program, right?
Yeah.
And I also was part of the training of barbers.
In January.
You are taking responsibility. You're volunteering, even at your own expense, giving them free clippers. So the world is better. As a human being, you will feel more fulfilled. You will feel happy. You will feel, if you are taking responsibility. One other final thing I would like to mention before I just stop is, I also realized that within my community here, where I am, there are some people who daily pay is what they live on. So we just took the responsibility that, okay, we'll be feeding, since this lockdown, we'll take responsibility, we'll be feeding these guys. So every day when we wake, meals. We get them, at least they are guaranteed, if I eat now, they will eat. If I eat twice, they eat twice. But on the average, we give them at least 2 full course meals every day. And they are within my visit. These are people that they also challenge. They don't have, they earn money every day. And they have a problem now, they cannot eat. So my responsibility to make them happy. Otherwise, I'm not even saying where I am if they're hungry, you know. So overall, in the end, rather, volunteering and taking responsibility is in your own best interest. It's in my own best interest to volunteer and take responsibility. Otherwise, the world will become very hostile against me.
Yeah, absolutely. You're doing a great job. Because of how it is, I'm sure there are a lot of people want to volunteer and are not as scared because of the kind of because of the type of virus we are battling with. So a lot of them just decide to sit back in their houses. You know, they don't want to come out to do what they are supposed to do. Not like they don't want to take responsibility. The only responsibility they just feel they can take now is to stay back at home, because that's also another way to combat the virus.
Absolutely.
And I'm looking at it for people like you who go out. What are the safety measures that you put in place so as to, you know, not also get in contact or get exposed to a potential carrier of this virus? What are the safety measures in place?
All right, great. I mean, I really like the angle you're coming with now. So taking responsibility is also adhering to the regulation, I mean, the laws that Lagos State government has, lockdown that government has taken, stay at home. Is the, I mean, take responsibility number one, which is pretty very great. So, but there are some guys also beyond that, they want to volunteer. They're saying, okay, let me step on the firing line, if you can use that. Because like, I mean, yesterday when I was going out, I posted, I said in the line of duty. You know, someone said in the line of fire. You are in the line of fire. You have to take care. And it's true. So what for people who fully want to take responsibility, but they're also scared about volunteering, we tell them your resources can help.
Sure.
So if you can contribute, I mean, there are several, I get several messages every day of people who need money. So the little I just have, even if it's 2,000, 1,000, I just send. And, you know, I might not be able to meet the need of
everybody's need,
There's little I have. So I'm mobilizing my friend, please bring whatever you have, send it. There are people who just need 1,000 naira to eat for 3-5 days. Just send it, yeah? So the volunteering they can do. They can stay at home and take that responsibility of locking themselves in, but they can also volunteer by sending their resources to a pool where it can reach out to people. For some of us who go out, we ensure that we take adequate precaution. So the first thing I do before I step out is I just commit God, I'm committing myself into your hand. Go with me. And I step out. But as I'm stepping out, I know all I need to do. I go with my sanitizer. I go with my face mask. I adhere to all the, I mean, I've read a lot about what I can do, what I should not do. I mean, touching my face is not even, I mean, it's not possible anytime. Not even, you know, okay? And then I ensure that I sanitize very, very regularly. If I'm going to do contact tracing and any other thing, I also go with hand gloves. And I also observe social distancing. I try to abide by some of those precautionary measures that we have been taught. All right. If I'm coming to I also avoid shaking hands, for example. I'm generous with my sanitizer. I just can you take some sanitizer? I just provide it freely, you know. So I know why I'm protecting the guy, I'm protecting myself. All right. We avoid touching door handles, handrails, and the rest. But outside that, frequently we sanitize our hands. Frequently, wherever we go to, when they have water and soap, I don't waste time. Even if I just sanitized about 5 minutes ago or 3 minutes ago, and I come into a place and I can see water and soap, I quickly wash my hand and, you know, just taking that. Overall, it's God that protects.
Absolutely.
God that protects. But we ensure that we don't take undue risk, because what we're trying to avoid is people spreading that virus, and then I shouldn't be the one that also help the virus to spread, and uppermost also risk my family. So I come home, And I think, so when I get home, what I also do is, where I will have a basin outside my house, with some, there's this eye pole, some Dettol, some water. So I have the clothes I wear outside. I have 2 sets of clothes I wear. So when I'm coming in, I step into that bowl of water with my shoe. I have 2 pair of shoes I also take out. I step into it and I pull the shoe off outside my house. I don't go into my house with that shoe. And then I pull my clothes. I put them outside for a while. The next thing is that they have to wash it. So when I'm going out, the next day I pick the one that's been washed yesterday. And those are just the 2 clothes I wear. As I'm coming in, I don't even go inside before I wash my hand. I wash my hand outside. There's a tap outside with soap, and then just try to do my best and then go in. But so far so good. God has helped us. We have not, fallen ill. There's no risk that, Right.
A lot of times, we live in a nation where the value for human life is not as it is in the Western world. It's only a few people that understand that people are very important, people are very key. And that is why people like you because it's a lot of risk you're taking, however you want to see it. You might be a volunteer for a long time, but in a time like it's a very huge risk. What is the government doing? Do you have any idea if the government is doing anything with regards the safety, especially the people who are in the front line, like those in Onicom, for example, those in these isolation centers? Is there anything that the government is doing in terms of keeping these people? Because of course they have family. What is their safety? What is the safety measure the government is taking? Even extending it to individuals who are also volunteering like you. Do you have any idea you want to share with us?
Okay, so a place like Onicom is also, how would I put it, a restricted area. I mean, not, everyone that can have access to it. I haven't been inside the isolation center, for example. So I feel my work is outside the isolation center, preventing people from coming to this center. Right, that's my own work. But I've also tried to follow the government of Lagos State, for example. And I know they are doing a very great job. Honestly, I must commend the governor. And when he became governor, I was telling a few of my friends that I don't have any doubt that he's going to perform. Why? Because I spent about 2.5 years working under him in one bar.
Wow.
So I know the kind of person he is, but he has proven that. So I know they are providing pretty very well for those in isolation center, testing center. I see them fully kitted in what we call PPEs, personal protective equipment. They wear masks. I mean, they wear this like overall that protects them, hand gloves and the rest reasonably. I know also that they are well appreciated. I saw some posts on social media yesterday.
Yeah.
Just sending accolades to those guys. I mean,
it's the motivation.
For a volunteer.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the volunteer is not motivated by money.
Yeah.
The volunteer is motivated by recognition. I can just imagine how those guys will
feel.
After the governor left.
Yeah.
I mean, even inside me, I'm not one of them. I was just feeling so good that wow, I was having that kind of a joint pride of me. So I also know that government is taking care of them, they provide their meal, they take care of them very well. It could be better, but of course, I mean, limited resources for an incident that nobody planned for. Nobody planned for COVID-19. In December, when we were doing our budgeting in November, planning for 2020, what I'm going to achieve, nobody said, look, 3 months we will lock down. So I commend the government of Lagos State and especially the governor for taking this responsibility. I mean, we saw a team from Abuja come in, was it yesterday or Friday? And they were, Boss Mustafa, just commending this governor, right? For standing out at this time. But for some of us, for us volunteers, for example, the government has a lot to do. I won't rely on government, for example, to protect me. I'm a volunteer. This is voluntary. So I take responsibility for my own protection. I don't want to put the burden on the government. They have plenty to worry about right now. So the little space where I'm operating lets me keep myself safe and even add value So we have one. I have one of my friends. He's also in the solar company. The wife makes what's it called? Face mask, nose mask, and I feel lovely from fabrics, and is medically certified and okay. So we also go out some of this when we go out and have a pack of face mask and the rest that I please take. Oh, protect yourself. Protect yourself. So that's basically what I can say. At least for Lagos State government, have tried to protect the volunteers, those at the front line doing this job.
Wow, it's amazing, really. When I look at what people are doing towards making sure that people are safe in a time like this, going out of their way, giving money, giving out food stuff, trying to just be succor to certain people who are not up there. One question I've been asking all the guests I've had on this show is that you go out, for example, have you been to areas where are not like let's say, for example, you say you go to Makoko, for example. How do you deal with the people in Makoko, knowing fully well that social distancing is something that is likely not to work in Makoko? Yeah, because we have houses that are not like the conventional flats, block of flats, where you have houses like face me and face you. What do you do aside from creating awareness, which I know is the most important thing to do in areas like that? How do you guys manage situations in that environment?
Right. There's a school of thought that believes that because of the communal nature of Africa and Africans, that social distancing is really a problem. So you see some communities where, I mean, you can't observe social distancing, completely, because you have simple people to lock down.
Yeah.
So locking them down in that community is even increasing, how would I put it, the risk of, not observing social distancing.
Sure.
So somebody, maybe people who live in Makoko, for example, most of them, they are drivers, conductors, the mechanics. So they wake up in the morning and leave. So they reduce the number of people in that community. But now they can't even go anywhere. So the number of people in those communities right now, is higher than the normal. Because they don't have a choice. They have to stay put.
Yeah.
What we try to do is, honestly, it's really a tough, thing to do. Just trying to let them know that, look, it's all on the best interest of all of us. Washing of hands, for example, we promote that. Social distancing is tough, so please just constantly wash your hand. There are places where we go to and they say, wash hand. We don't get water for this place now. Soap self no dey. So you have to provide water. You have to try and even ship water. I've gone out in one or two instances where I have to put water inside my car. So you provide water for you to what? Right. So it's so those people of us says, look, Africa might need to devise its own strategy that we also how do I put it? Will be beyond social distancing.
Yeah.
It's difficult for Africans to social distance, if you can use that word, themselves.
Yeah.
Because you have somebody, some 7 people living in one, husband, wife, and 5 children. They live in one apartment. And then you have such apartment in face me and face you, maybe like 12 or so.
Yeah.
So multiply average of 5 by 2. That's 60 in one house. I mean, how well can you give yourself 1 meter or 2 meters? It's tough. So it's just, we just have to keep doing what we're doing. But maybe Africa actually need to look at what other ways can we, prevent this outside social distancing. What other strategy can we adopt? Yeah.
Yeah, it's very important because I've always thought that if people share the same toilet, if people share the room, the tendency is that if this virus gets to environment like that, it will spread more, But I'm sure that if more awareness are being created in those areas, and People are taught what to do, and these people are not stiff-necked to say, Africans are feeling like this thing, go reach us. It's not our thing, I've had somebody tell me, "Oh, this thing no go, if you reach me, let's take you. I understand that God is super, yeah, but a lot of time people want to test God, and I know you're a Christian, so I want to come from that perspective right now. So, as part of taking responsibility as a Christian, what the church has done is to lock down. We are not holding services. A lot of us are watching our services online and all of those. Coming from the spiritual angle, what do you recommend for people? I know a lot of school of thoughts. We've heard about 5G correlating to the virus and all of those things. What do you recommend as coming from the spiritual angle with regards to this virus and the spread and for people staying in their houses so that we don't spread this virus further than it has already gone?
For me, and also coming from that angle of being a Christian, and I can tell you the first volunteering or taking responsibility action I did was to first start talking to my immediate constituency churches. That look, social distancing is pretty very important. Faith without work is dead. I believe in God. I'm a man of faith, but still, I will not come to God. And I used to use this example that, if Christ, who is risen today, who died for our sins, and just rose up on a day like this, avoided and ran away from the temptation of the devil. When the devil says, look at this hole, I'll give it to you if only you can jump. And he also quoted the Bible that that if you jump, God will command angels to come and catch you. Jesus Christ knew clearly that it's possible for him to do that. Jesus knew if you had taken that jump, God would have sent angels to come and hold him.
Yeah.
Devil knew very well. But Jesus Christ was wise to say, look, why should I tempt God? God has given me my brain. Because he also gave me human form, remember?
Yeah.
So God gave me brain to think. Why should I now say, should I now say because I'm a Christian, I have faith, I should see a trailer coming and I run in front of that trailer and say, God will save me. That was exactly what Jesus Christ did.
Yeah.
Why I should not run I should jump because it doesn't make any sense, right?
Yeah.
And Jesus also used a text in the Bible to let Satan know that, look, what you're trying to do doesn't make any sense. So I tell people that this is the same thing here. And I also let people, especially my constituent church, that look, God has told us that any authority that place is of God. So Buhari, God knew that Buhari was going to be the president of Nigeria. God allowed it. God allowed Babajide Sanwo-Olu to be the governor of Lagos State. God allowed it. Yeah. For whatever reason, and I might not know. All right? So once they are in authority, my Bible says you should obey their instruction. Give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. So I quote a lot of these things to them. And I said, okay, so if you are saying you have faith, and then you say, I'm not come near me, so let's 1,000 people come and watch. I have power of Jesus to. No, you are tempting God. You are going against the law of God. Right? So that's the first thing I also do. Secondly, I let people know that this is a great opportunity in every disaster, in every challenge, in every problem you quote. The people who have entrepreneurial mind, people who are, and God is a creative. God is an entrepreneur. I must say that. He's creative. He was the one who created the world out of nothing. Yeah. He has the power of innovation. Yeah. Right? Yeah. People who are innovative, who are creative, it is during crisis that they develop solutions that they launch to the world. Yeah. Now, it is clear that church cannot hold only in the four walls of a hall. We just had our workers' meeting in our church this morning, and we had about 42 people, and the last 42 people attended, and our pastor addressed us on Zoom. See, that was something that church had never done before. So we had a workers' meeting, 42 people joined, on Zoom. Just imagine that.
Yeah.
Right? And also it reinforces the fact that the church itself, it's you, it's me. I am the church. The temple of God is the day that Jesus Christ, the day that that veil was torn.
Yeah.
Right? The church, the four walls of the church of God. The church is winning us. Is what we do, what we carry along, what we, after we even listen to sermon, that makes us that church. So it's another perspective of how churches will begin to run in Nigeria going forward. So people who do only 4 walls of the church, everybody comes, you have an opportunity to expand your membership by also adding online platform. So when you are teaching in church and you have your congregation, your normal congregation seated, you can now connect to online, social media, and have other people listen and watch you and sit in their houses. So, if before now, let me tell you the truth. Before now, if I travel, most time, maybe official duty, and I'm in whether Kenya, Dakar, or Belgium, or wherever, I miss church. But now it's obvious that once after COVID-19, my church should, as long as they're also doing live teaching, somebody should be streaming live. So if I'm in Kenya, in my hotel
anywhere you are,
I can join. Yeah, it wasn't happening before. So you can see the new opportunity that we're seeing. It's been proven that what's called Zoom, the number of people using Zoom, I understand increased from about 10 million to about 200 million between December and now.
Just check it out.
Wow. Exactly. So Zoom is making more money now. So churches cannot preach online, people cannot pay their tithes online and offering. So it's another dimension that we are seeing.
Yeah, it's basically forward thinking, I was sharing with a couple of my friends, I was saying that for those who are looking into the future, it wasn't a hard transition for them because already this was what they were doing. And it was a very smooth transition for them. It was just like maybe a few things they needed to just do because a lot of people are not used to that online thing. But the churches, some of these churches are already online. They're already having services online. They're already streaming online. So it was easy for some of those churches to switch, immediately this whole thing. Thank you very much, sir. I've enjoyed myself having this conversation with you. One last word for the people, just a last word for the people, our viewers, so that we can.
It's been great being part of this session. Thank you so much for inviting me. And for everyone, I want to say this is not the end of the world.
Yeah.
There will be life after COVID-19.
Yeah.
This is a time for you to even sit down, strategize, replan, think, retreat, and just come back stronger and launch out after COVID-19.
Yeah.
For example, I'm just thinking my business, it's definitely going to take a new turn. I used to see my friends in developed countries working from home. It was strange to us in those days.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, COVID-19, many organizations will be working from home.
Absolutely.
That you have to do all every day of the week. So this is the time for you to be strong. And my Bible tells me that if you panic on a day like this, that means your strength is small.
It's little.
This is not the time to This is the time to have faith and then put your faith to work, plan, and then just come back stronger. And I'll say see everybody, after COVID-19, because we're going to see the end of COVID-19.
Definitely. Thank you very much, sir. I'm grateful for this time. God bless you. Have a lovely Sunday. Even as you go out, may the Lord God Almighty protect you, continually protect you and your team, and provide resources for you in time like this. Happy Easter to you, sir.
You too. Happy Easter. Happy Easter to everybody.
All right, sir. Cheers.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining. For those who are still with us, it's been an amazing time with Mr. Segun Adaju. Tomorrow we'll be having someone join us live from Australia. We'll be talking about coping mechanism. Comparing what is going on in Australia to what is going on here in Nigeria, and I'm sure we're also going to have a great time. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. God bless you. You all have a wonderful Easter. God bless you. See you tomorrow. Bye.